Hello! So I have a lot of people asking me about my homemade vanilla I always make, so I thought I'd come on here and show everybody. I love to make homemade vanilla. So I like to start out with a good alcohol. I get a vodka, but you can do a rum, you can do lots of different things. And I like to pour some out just so that like I have a good amount of space in my bottle. And this has a top that I can pop off. Okay. And then I've got my vanilla beans. Now, vanilla beans have been very hard to get. I got these from nativevanilla.com, and usually I will buy like a pound, but the past couple of years, the prices of vanilla have been outrageous because a lot of the vanilla farms got destroyed in weather. So I just got me 3 10-packs today. I figured that would be enough to do the rest of my jar that I have here. So the trick with vanilla is it comes in this vanilla bean. Now you can take it and you could just cut 1-inch segments and then you could drop them in the jar, okay? But if you want to get the most out of your vanilla, you actually take a knife, okay? You take your vanilla bean and you cut it right down the middle, okay? And then you kind of open it up. That opened up at all, okay? Gotta try it again, get it to really open up this time. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it opened up, and then I can take a spoon and you can scrape out some of that vanilla, okay? Then I like to just take my beans and I drop them in. Now it'll probably like get in there, and that's why I like to have some extra alcohol that I can like help it go through, okay? So I will do that with all these beans, okay? I'll scrape all the beans out, dump all that yummy vanilla, and then I will just take the whole bean and just drop the whole bean in there as well, because there's a lot of goodness that's in there. Okay, so I will go through, take all these beans from all 3 packages and put them in here, okay? And then I will put the lid back on, screw it back on, and then you just like give it a good shake. And you want to store it someplace. You could store it like under your kitchen sink. I like to store it downstairs in my cold storage where it's dark, it's cold, and it'll be really clear. And every time I go down there to get a can of something, I'll just pick up the jar, shake it up a little bit, and then just leave it on the shelf. And then over time, then it just starts to like turn into that goodness vanilla. Now, a jar like this, they say, you know, 2 months is good, but I like to do it for a good year. Like if I want to give some small jars of vanilla, maybe out for gifts or something, for Christmas or something, like I would start it now in January or February for next December, because the longer it sits and the longer you let it cure and you just shake it up all the time, so it's just slowly breaking down that vanilla and getting all the vanilla bean flavoring, you'll get more vanilla bean flavor than you will alcohol flavor in it. So I like mine. This one has been sitting in my basement for probably 6 months, and I have a jar up here that when I need more, I'll just pour a little bit out, and then I'll still leave this downstairs curing. Now, vanilla beans, you can reuse a couple of times, but it gets more diluted every time. So a lot of times what I'll do is if I have a jar like this, maybe I've refilled my jar and I know that'll last for a month or 2, I might take some extra vodka that I have and maybe just refill it into this container and then shake it up. And then maybe it's just that little bit that only cures for a couple more months while the rest of it is still curing 6+ months. And that's how I kind of like prolong the life of mine and have it going. I've done it where I've done like 10 mason jars before, and I've had like a good 30 vanilla beans in each jar when I do like large amounts, and I'll just put all the mason jars in my storage, and that's how I do a large amount. If you do a jar like this, it's hard if you had a full jar, because you have to take some out to put the beans in. So if you're gonna do it in a jar, totally fine, but have another jar that you can put a little bit in as well. So again, you just take your bean, slice it open, okay? Don't have to be too exact, too pretty or anything. You open it up, take your spoon, scrape all that goodness out, drop it in there, and then pour that extra to get in there, and then just take all your extra chunks of beans in there, throw them in there, and then just let it sit. Let it cure, and over time that clearness will get dark. So if anyone has any questions, comments, like let me know the different things you've used, the different flavorings you've used, how you've loved it. If you make your own vanilla, different tricks you might use, drop them in the comments and let's share with each other what's the great things that we do. Okay, we'll talk to y'all later.